You guys ready?
Yeah, I have a tiny request that I was hoping would take only a moment.
Okay.
A quick player confab.
Go for it.
Yeah. Without you. Hold on. I mean, you can listen, but
without you.
But the question is, I was not real. I didn't really enjoy those last few minutes that we played, only because I think I need a better understanding of us, kind of in group terms. How do we want to relate to Americans? I mean,
I don't think
as a group together. I mean, because I got really confrontational with this Colonel Long person, and I'm not saying it was wrong for you guys to do otherwise. I'm checking in as, did I misread what we should be doing as a group? Because
I took that as your character, because your character is kind of impulsive and young. So I figured, what you got, your character's impulsive, he's young, he's brash, and I figured he'd be like, hang on, what the hell are you guys doing here? Whereas I'm 500 years old. These nations, they're very much fluid for me.
Okay.
I mean, it's I maybe hold a small grudge against Spain for that incident 500 years ago, but eventually you just have to let it go, So,
I like it. And I think it actually adds to the dynamic.
Then
I think so. Yeah.
I just want to make sure that I'm
it's a nice mix.
I don't want to be that guy.
No, you can totally be that guy.
I'm only playing my character.
No, be that guy. I mean, I don't think it's like out of the realm that we don't always align with our political views and how we address authority and authority figures and especially kind of shady authority figures.
I was going to say, I mean, she's...
It's fun.
Listen, she's on the up and up.
It's always good to see.
It's like, hi, I'm Nick Fury. I'm a very important person. Bang. What?
Who knows? Yeah.
Especially your guy. He just seems so straightforward, cut to the chase.
Well, I mean, I almost found myself saying, you want a 912, a 913, a 9 up through 20? Because I got them right here.
No, I think actually I was impressed with the group dynamic in that we're also different.
Right.
I think it's very interesting. I think it makes for a very interesting group dynamic, and I thought it was fun. I didn't mind at all. I thought you were cool and funny.
I like the effect that you get with the characters. Obviously, have been together-ish for at least, they've kind of come together, right? Not so long ago, but they are. And yet the reader, i.e. kind of us in our way, we don't really know. We're like finding out how they have been getting along. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's cool.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right? We're discovering how, not like, we don't have to play how we met and like figure out how we're going to get along. We already are. And then we're kind of like, well, I feel like we get along this way, and then we kind of all do that. So that's
I think we've both got three of some very different social approaches as well, which is kind of interesting. I tend to shirk back from them. He runs directly in their face, the thing. And I think Renee's kind of sitting between the two of us in that kind of regard. And kind of,
So I'm sorry, Renee, what were you?
It's really cool.
You surf the wave.
Yeah.
I was going to say, after you left, Ron, I kind of threw out a group name because of our group dynamic. I thought Paradox.
I remember.
Because I was thinking in my head, it's like, we're so different. There's such a paradox in these characters. I'm like, oh, that's kind of a cool name. I don't know if we wanted to add.
Do we want to be like super Paradox. 90s and it's the Paradox something?
That's what I was thinking. Paradox unit, Paradox.
Something Paradox.
If you were Paradox, if it was the 90s and you were Paradox, the X would be huge on it. So it'd be Paradox.
No, we couldn't make the X huge because then we get sued.
It's actually.
Right.
Well, you see, it's paradoja or isn't it Spanish? It's something like that. It's paradoja or something like that. So there you go. I don't know what paradox is in Spanish. I think it's
what is
I think I had Paradox Patrol, Paradox Squad, Paradox. I was trying to think of different things.
The Midnight
Liberation. It would be Paradox Force or
Paradox Force.
Oh my! The Paradox
something like
Force.
that.
Wait. that's terrible. But does anyone else kind of like that?
Well, that's right, Paradox Force.
Shall I put a bag over my head and say I like Paradox Force?
It would be Paradox Force, and if I were the publisher, I would still make the X big until I got a cease and desist.
So you got a cease and desist.
Right. It would be Paradox X Force. So it would be this big, just kind of thing that's like, yeah, go ahead, try it, sue me. And then they would, and I'd be like, okay, you got me. Yeah, I'm going to just roll over.
Can I at least get formally shot down regarding Paradox Force?
No, I like it. Let's do it. Paradox Force.
Let's do it. It's wonderfully Silver Age.
Nail it in.
Okay.
Well, I will write that on your Pantheon sheet.
Yeah, put it on there. Make it official.
Yeah. Translation too.
Tell me what to do.
Of course,
Well, he's got his wretched Paradox
Forza Paradoja or something like that.
Place, but I've got the player.
That's right. Got that. Okay. Got that. We've got the characters. Okay. So, as a recap, when last we played, you guys had basically survived through like an earthquake, a huge earthquake in the city of Lima, which is where you guys are based right now. Huge sinkhole opened up in the center of downtown. Office building fell into it. There was, you could see, the basement and sub-basement, but below that, there was actually other structures down there. The government shows up.
Somebody's government shows up.
A government shows up.
Right, exactly. Exactly. Basically, Colonel Harriet Long, who is part of the Peruvian government, or so she says, but you guys basically ascertain that she's actually American.
We smell Yankee a mile away. Yeah.
That's right. One of you knows for a fact she's American because you had a relationship with her at one time.
I get around.
That's right. So that's right. You're just playing numbers. I mean, if you live long enough,
geez, I can remember all these people.
As long as she doesn't have a son named Zeno Jr.
Yeah.
Something weird.
Little Zeno.
Xenophon.
Little Zeno, I like it.
That's right. But that's where we left off with you guys. Basically, I guess in some type of trying to come to some type of simpatico or something between the two groups. So that's where we will pick it up with. Oh, you have a question there, Kieran?
Oh, no. I was going to jump right in there and start talking to this lady.
Yes, you have right now. You have Colonel Long, who's the one that you guys have been talking to. She has an assistant, Lieutenant Mages, who is her lieutenant, and who, at this point, Harriet. So we zoom back in, and Harriet is like, okay, are we working together? Are we doing this to get through this? Or are we going to have problems here?
Look,
I think
Lucy,
we can work together.
I don't think we... Yeah, I think we can work together. I think it's perfectly fine.
When the two of you say that, I was just reaching for a necklace gem, I'm just reaching, and then I kind of look at
Xenophon, in front of you, all of it.
And I kind of look at Ditto, and I kind of just quietly drop it.
I kind of wink at you.
Step back.
We'll work with them.
We are? Okay.
That's right. Xenophon, she shoots you a look, and it's a knowing look. It's a look like, hey, I know who you are, and I know you know who I am, type thing, where it's just,
that wrong name deliberately.
Ditto already spotted that last time, too, as I recall. Right? Ditto was already I smell banky.
Right, exactly. She, so, yes, she is aware of your presence, and she gives you a look to make you aware of hers. In fact, give me a perception roll. Give me an influence plus perception roll -5.
Okay. Remind me, it's 2d10, isn't it? Rather than 1d20.
Yes, 2d10. Add your skill plus your attribute. Minus the 5.
Sorry.
Influence.
Oh dear, -5. So I'm starting off with a -2 to this roll. That would be a grand total of 2.
A grand total of 2, so a grand total of failure. Okay.
Yeah.
So there is some nuance there that you don't get in that look, which we will attend to later. Anyway, Lieutenant Mages, he says, "Okay," and he smiles at you. If you three would like to come this way, I would like to show you what we have going on so far, if that's okay with you, Colonel. And she kind of nods and steps back. He's holding his some kind of like iPad or tablet, computer tablet, and he motions toward the door of this trailer that you guys are in, which has basically just been set up here as their base of operations near this huge pit. What are you guys going to do?
I'll follow. I want to see the stuff. I want to go in the secret room.
You want to see the stuff? You want to see the secret room? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll certainly go, and if I can do so without my teammates seeing, I'm going to blow Colonel Long a particularly offensive kiss. One of those macho kind of kisses.
Okay. You do that.
She just very, very toxic Latin male thing going on from this Thai guy. So
right.
Kind of like the mashup.
Been hanging around here too long, and
well, let's not stereotype, the South American thing either, but it can happen.
That's right. That's right. You got your toxic machismo.
A little bit.
If I catch look of it, I'll just kind of I'll nudge Xenophon. I'll be like, "Nage toi." I'll point at him.
Xenophon, you are surrounded by naughty, is all I gotta say.
No.
Listen, I'm not blowing kisses
all the time, and oblivious in this field. He just misses it all. Meeting of 3.
Right. Lieutenant Mages takes you guys to another trailer, and in that trailer you see people putting on like their hazmat spacesuit things. And outside, there's this big, huge kind of bay window outside. You guys can see the pit. Steam is rising up from it. There are people also in like hazmat suits and stuff, kind of taking away the dead bodies that they're finding in the debris. Got to see where we're at in here. And he says, well, what's that?
So I look around at the other two, and I was like, do you think we should be in hazmat suits? I mean, I don't know about you guys.
I don't respond to that question, and I say, I touched its mind. It's down there. It caused the quake. It meant to do it.
Okay.
Well, if you would like one, I do have some. If you would like, and he points over at like basically there's a spot where you guys would just walk into the suit, where you would walk into the back of it, and then you would actually like it's hanging off the side of the van or the trailer, where you would walk into one side and you would come out the other side outside inside the actual suit, and it has some like hard points on it and stuff, lights and stuff. He's like, well, I'm trying to figure out, and he's looking at his pad, what we could do to basically maximize the efforts here that we have at our disposal. I'm not sure what your capabilities as superhumans are, but I sure appreciate having you guys here. And he smiles.
Shut
there's
fuck up.
Oh, you millennials. Or no, actually you're not. You're Gen Z. You're you're whatever. Is it Gen Z? Whatever.